Guys, I think we're going to do our discussion. So, in the intervening time, we have created a video. As a little context, I talked at length about why everyone is mad at Dragon's Dogma 2. Now, we've been playing Dragon's Dogma 2. Tonight, we've been playing it for about 4 hours straight. It's a great game. The game itself is very good. However, that is what makes the issues with the game glare out even more brightly. So this particular video is about the microtransactions. So that's one big problem to the game. The second big problem to the game is that the PC port is made like potatoes. And it is extremely, extremely poorly made. And I think Capcom knows it. Now there was a little hold on, let's see if I can find this. Let's duplicate this tab. Capcom statement. Pretty sure I saw, yeah, there is. Okay, so there's a statement sent by Capcom. So let's start with the statement and then let's talk about it. Capcom issues a Dragon's Dogma 2 statement following the community backlash over paid DLC. Let's call it what it is. It's not paid DLC. It's fucking microtransactions, performance, and more. Capcom has provided a Dragon's Dogma 2 release launch update following the community backlash over the game's paid DLC, subpar performance, that's putting it lightly, and more. The long overdue sequel to 2012's Dragon Dogma is available worldwide across PC and consoles. Unfortunately, the game is now being, with the game now being available for everyone, it's already being review bombed. Now, I don't like this term because review bombing implies that people don't have a real grievance. If something is, sorry, a real grievance. If something is wrong with the game and you put a negative review over it, that's not review bombing. It is giving your honest opinion about a major issue going on with the game. Now, if you tell all your friends and your entire community and stuff, hey, this game said something I don't like, so make it sound like it's like a worse game than it is, that's review bombing. This is not review bombing. This is giving an actual review. The other problem is people and what they're saying online. Now, when I made my statement, I got a lot of weird DMs from people that were pissed off because I called Capcom out on their bullshit. I've gotten a lot of weird DMs on YouTube. I've gotten a lot of weird DMs on Twitch. I've gotten a lot of weird DMs on Twitter. Because I'm very vocal about these things. I hate this kind of monetization in games. And I really hate it when a good game is marred by terrible actions from a company like this. This makes me so pissed. If the game sucked, it's a little bit of a different story. It sucks as well. But like, dude, Diablo Immortal was really easy to make fun of, right? Why? Because not only was the monetization one of the worst aspects of monetization, examples of monetization ever, it was also a dog shit game. But when you ruin a good game with microtransactions, or when you not ruin, but you at least severely mar a very good game with microtransactions, it's like, it almost feels worse because the game is actually good. People can DM on YouTube. Yeah, I mean, it's comments and everything like that. Yeah, absolutely. Here's an example of the level of discourse on Twitter. So we have absolute buffoons like this saying, I wish people didn't act in a rush with the microtransaction situation in this game. While it's a shitty practice in reality, none going to buy that shit. It's a single player game. None chasing you to instant teleport. Performance issues are way more important. Now, I agree with this last statement. The performance issues are important. I agree with this. However, just because it's a single player game, just because you can get the items in the game, does not absolve Capcom of having microtransactions. It in some ways makes it worse because this game doesn't need microtransactions. This game is already making Capcom $500 million fucking dollars. By the time the track of this game ends, it will almost certainly make like $500 million. Just on launch day, it made at least $150 to $200 million by my calculations. And my calculations were generous. So there's probably numbers even higher than that. They don't need the money from microtransactions. They're not making that much money off the $2. and the $1 for the wake stones and so on and so forth. They just can't help themselves because they're greedy assholes. And the fact that people like this are acting like it's no big deal is why Capcom does this for every major release. Let's see the next one. I got a collection of these fuckers. Okay, next collection. Microtransactions are shitty in a $70 game. $80 for the deluxe edition, by the way, Wolf. It is not $70, Wolf #rebirth. It is $80, okay? Even worse than $70. The deluxe edition doesn't have this shit. You still have to buy the microtransactions. It's fucking horse shit. They're shitty in a $70 game, but I couldn't care less about them in Dragon's Dogma. And I don't plan to spend a single dime when reviewers have already confirmed they're earnable. I'm just here to have a good time, already over this outrage, and people forget about it in a week. Now, that is true, that people will probably forget about it very fast. However, I think it is actually endearing, and it is a good thing, that the outcry against Capcom about this stupid-ass bullshit practice is louder today than it was for Resident Evil 4 Remake. Because that amazing game also had microtransactions where you could buy weapon upgrades. People don't remember this, maybe, but I remember this very, very dearly because I love Resident Evil. I love survival horrors. And they added pay for power by buying, you could buy upgrade kits for your guns, make your guns stronger, make the game easier for yourself with microtransactions. They had it in that fucking game as well. And it is true that you can easily not pay the microtransactions. That's not the issue. The fact is that makes having the microtransactions even worse. Like, that means they respect consumers less because they think consumers are stupid enough to buy the microtransactions when they're earnable in the game. And they're trying to pull the wool over people's eyes or hit the laziest of gamers in order to buy these microtransactions. I don't care that you can get them in game. And I really don't care that, you know, the outrage may die down in a week. That's fine. If it dies down in a week, it dies down in a week. At least we're getting their attention right now. If everyone was this apathetic, Capcom will never change. If everyone continues to be this apathetic. The only thing that really pisses me off in this world, by the way, guys, not the only thing, but one of the only things that pisses me off in this world is apathy. Apathy is such a useless fucking human emotion in action. Apathy, by the way, for anyone who's wondering, is people feeling like, my actions don't matter, so I might as well do nothing at all. It is inherently completely useless. It doesn't help a single thing. It doesn't change anything. It is quite literally and actually fucking dog shit useless. Yeah, exactly, Diddles. Here's the next one. If it wasn't in-game ID, if it wasn't in-game, I'd have a problem. But I think the outrage has been silly, personally. How so, Caxid? You don't mind it? It's easy to get the items in-game. If it wasn't for that, I'd have a problem. But Caxid, don't you think that it is literally terrible to have the microtransactions mar the game at all? If it's so easy to get in-game, why the fuck do they have the microtransactions? They shouldn't have the microtransactions. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. No worries, Sailor. I hope we catch you soon. Thank you for hopping on in. Funny seeing all this blind rage about Dragon's Dogma selling fast travel items and other stuff, but it feels like this is their first time ever seeing this. They did it before with DMC5 and Monster Hunter World, but who's played them will tell you they're unnecessary. Tails does it too. This is crazy. Am I taking crazy pills when I read this shit? This is fucking crazy. Just because Capcom has beaten a dog down before, just because they've done it not one, but two, but three, and four times just on this list, and even more, doesn't make it right. It makes it fucking worse. They keep doing this. You know why? Because they've proven time and again they have no respect for the people buying their games. They have zero. They have none. If they had any respect, they wouldn't do this shit. That's what it is. That is what it is. They do not give two shits about the people buying their games. They don't care two shits about their community. Otherwise, they wouldn't do it. It's that simple. It is that simple. It makes it even more egregious. Jesus Christ, this one is $20? Dude, Devil May Cry is one of the greatest video game series of all time. How the hell did they make one of the DLCs, one of the paid transactions in the game, literally fucking $20? Dude, this is horseshit. And true, it is nothing new. But that's why people are pissed. People are pissed because it is not new. Because they keep doing it over and over and over again. And a lot of these games are great games. I've not played Grand Blue. I do not know about Grand Blue. But I will tell you that Monster Hunter World is an amazing game. I love that game. I've played it like 200 hours. That doesn't make their their opportunistic bullshit of trying to do microtransactions better. It makes it worse. Fuck them. How dare they? They're marring completely really good games with absolute horseshit microtransactions. And welcome, Raiders. I'll give you a warm welcome right after this. It's a pleasure to have you in here. Join the giveaway. Giveaway is active. Like, look at this. If people be like, Capcom, what the fuck are these microtransactions doing in Dragon's Dogma 2? Like, they haven't done the same shit for every other game. I don't know why people see this as an excuse. We've done the same bad thing 10 times. Let's do it again. That doesn't make it better. That makes it worse. Sans, that's exactly what we're discussing. We played it before and we'll play it afterwards. And welcome, Sans. This is in Resident Evil 4 Remake. There was 172 Australian dollars worth of microtransactions. I don't know what the US version is, but you could assume over $100 or something. I'm not exactly sure. But look at these. This is exactly my point. And these upgrade tickets were literal pay for power. The costumes I don't like, but the costumes are costumes. If it was just the costumes, I wouldn't have too much of a problem for it. However, that's not even that good of a thing either. Because way back, I don't know if you guys remember, but way back in the original Resident Evil games, for example, if you beat the game on like a hard mode or even a normal mode and stuff, you would unlock the costumes for playing the game. Guess what? Now you have to pay for it. They don't care if you beat the game. They don't care if you did something cool in the game or something. There's no incentive. Now you get it for paying money. Why? Because somewhere along the line, Capcom sold their fucking souls for stock market value. And that is exactly why they do this for every single game. It is, and I had a little comment over here against them. Yeah, this is exactly why all of us are fed up about it and calling it out. Yes, thank you. It's like I'm taking crazy pills. People think that repetition makes this shit okay. No, it makes it worse. Dude, if I go up to you and I slap you once, you'll be pissed. If I slap you twice, you'll be pissed more. If I slap you 7 fucking times, you'll be really, really pissed. You'll probably punch me in the face. You'll probably call the cops on me. That's exactly what it is. Like, dude, repetition doesn't make it better. It makes it fucking worse. I think you get in game somewhat easily. I don't mind. Yeah, but Caxid, you can't even get some of them. Look, you can't get the sound changer in the game. You can't get it in the game. You have to buy it. The Wake Stones, 10 hours of playing the game, dude. Let's see how long I played the game. Yeah, I played it almost 10 hours. I have 2 fragments of Wake Stones, Caxid, which are revives. They're actual power in the game. They're revives. I have 2 fragments of one. I don't have a full Wake Stone yet. I can buy 5 of them for money. Maybe you can farm them up or something later on in the game, but we're not at that point yet. It's still horse shit. The fact that you can make it in the game and get it in the game doesn't make it better, in my opinion. It makes it, yeah, I have 66% of one. Exactly. And I don't mind it taking a long time to make it for one. However, you know what that also means? That also means, Caxid, and keep this in mind, and a lot of people don't know this about companies that do microtransactions. When you have pay for convenience, the game balances around that, which means they make it so you want to buy it by making sure it takes you a long ass time to get those Wakestone shards. That they balance around it on purpose to make you spend money. It's manipulative fucking horseshit. It's manipulative fucking horseshit. As someone who absolutely loves Dragon's Dogma 1, DD2 seems like a 10 out of 10 sequel so far. It's so crazy that this gem is being review bombed. I don't like microtransactions, but these are just early boosts of stuff available in game, like Resident Evil 7 and DMC 5 had. It's all online drama. Again, this is yet another example. Dude, this is the caliber of people arguing about this shit online. It's idiotic. It's idiotic beyond compare. It's like, dude, you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of all those people that are COD bros. And with Activision literally pushing them down on the couch, sticking their ass up in the air, and fucking them in the ass over and over again with the same dog shit release every single year that has worse and worse gameplay, worse and worse problems, worse and worse campaign, and worse microtransactions. And every single time one of those COD Modern Warfare games is released, you hear all the COD bros being like, guys, are we back? Are us COD bros back? Is COD back? No, COD is fucking you even harder. And they still buy the game every year in the same numbers. Dude, it's like they're cucks. They're literally getting cucked by Activision. People are, and this gives me the same feeling. These people are getting so ready to feel cucked. They're like, oh man, just hit me in the face with that Capcom dick more, Capcom. Please, please, you've done it like every other game so far. Do it again. Please hit me in the face again with your giant Capcom dick. Oh my God, it's absolute horseshit. And I'm so glad people are pissed about it, man. Dude, this heartens me. The fact that right now we are still at a, oh, we're actually at a mixed review now. Wow. Okay, so it went from mostly negative to mixed. So people are starting to turn their opinion already, but still, it is for a game this good, having a mixed review is very, very bad. Like having it for so long, for the entire almost 24 hours is mostly negative, was insane. That shows how pissed people are. I can only hope that people stay pissed. It is a very good game, but it needs to be optimized, and these microtransactions need to be taken care of. And for God fucking sake, Capcom needs to do better, man. Again, I will bring this up. I brought this up in my previous video, by the way. Yeah, exactly, Isbork. That's true. I brought this up the other day. But if you're worried about Capcom and you're like, man, well, maybe Capcom needs the money. Let me show you Capcom's profit 2023. Okay, fuck. How is this in dollars? It's in yen. 32.5 billion yen. Okay, let's do that in dollars. Here we go. So that is $214 million. So every single year they're making a profit. A net income is profit, by the way. Net income is profit. So this is while they're developing all these games. They are making hundreds of millions of dollars every single year. They don't need to do this. They do this because the fucking cucks who buy these games and are like the people that I've just showed you on Twitter, they'll take it. They'll be like, oh, it's not a big deal, man. It's not a big deal. It is a big deal. They don't need to do this. We should expect better. And finally, gamers are. Why the hell did we have so many broken releases on PC year after year after year after year until about like the past couple of years? Why? Because people kept saying, it's just the nature of, PC releases. No, it's because companies didn't care enough to optimize PC releases until people started making a huge song and dance. Have you ever heard the term, the squeaky wheel gets the oil? Well, guess what? For microtransactions, we're starting to be the squeaky wheel. And fuck every single company, every single one of them that does the massive microtransaction bullshit. It's an otherwise amazing game and they don't need to do it. And I think hopefully slowly they're realizing it. And the other thing I feel really, really bad about, the other thing that I feel really, really bad about, it's really sad that people are so pissed about this. Not bad. It's sad. I'm very pissed about this. It is sad because the devs are getting a lot of hate. The devs of this game did not put this shit in there. The devs of this game created a good game. It's the higher ups and executives at Capcom that put this shit in there. It's those people that do this dog shit enterprises of predatory microtransaction practices and more. That's who does it. And let me tell you, only the devs are really the ones getting hate right now. The people that aren't getting the hate are the executives. And the people that could get fired for, you know, a bad launch or a bad release or whatever are the devs. And they're the ones who worked hard. It's not their fault. It's the executives. And those fuckers never get fired. They never get fired. And that is why we keep seeing and having the same fucking issues until there's a massive outcry. In here, let me bring this up. Sega firing executives over hyenas. Let's see if I can find that. I don't know if it'll have the detail. Okay, so this article does not have the detail, but here's a little example. I know the history. I made a YouTube video about it. It's a great video, and it's about one of my favorite game series of all time, Total War Warhammer 3. That's my favorite strategy game of all time. It is made by Creative Assembly, who is owned by Sega. Now, here's a little bit of a history. Sega decided they wanted to get in the live service business. And this is why these predatory practices have to be called out, by the way. This is an example of outcry being so loud, it actually got the job done. So Sega tried to create a live service game called Hyenas. Hyenas did not even launch. You might wonder why you don't know the name Hyenas, because the game was so fucking dog shit that it didn't even launch. They canceled the game after pouring in over $200 million into the development of the game. That game, they literally lit that money on fire and got rid of it. That is how bad the game was. It never launched. However, because of Hyena's failure, Creative Assembly was forced by Sega to lower the quality of the paid DLCs of their game, Total War Warhammer 3. And as in the quality, as in like the lowered amount of heroes you get, the amount of content you get, and so on and so forth, while also increasing the price by like almost double. And it was egregious to the point that in one weird moment, every single creator in the space and every single gamer who plays Total War Warhammer, all unified, shook hands, sang kumbaya, and told Creative Assembly to go fuck themselves, and that they would literally never play the game again if this situation didn't get fixed. They kept this message up for a month. This is how important it is to be consistent on these messages, by the way, people. To the point that Creative Assembly released an apology statement, Sega released an apology statement, and Sega, and they promised to increase their all the issues they had. The next DLCs they basically upgraded. They made them better, and they promised that the price would be frozen and not be a higher price next time. So they did all the things. They did an apology that actually had actions, and not only that, but the idiots who decided at Sega that this was a good idea, those executives, they actually got fired. This is one of the, I think, the only times one of the dog shit fucking executives that made a boneheaded business move trying to ruin an entire set of games actually got fired. The Sega got rid of them, and all the issues at Creative Assembly are slowly, they're not fixed yet, but they're slowly but surely getting improved upon and fixed in the future, which is huge. But that shows how important having strong messaging is for a game company, even as egregious with this shit as Capcom. And it worked for Blizzard. You know, for all of its faults, Diablo 4 has no pay-for-power microtransactions, because they know if they ever do it, Diablo Immortal was so fucking bad with it that everyone who is a strong creator in the space, who is a bona fide gamer in Diablo 4 and everything like that, we would leave the game in a heartbeat. They're already leaving the game in a heartbeat because it's kind of a dog shit game now. Like, dude, season 3 is absolute ass. But, you know, we still give it a chance every season. We're trying to see if it gets better and so on. They're hopefully going to make improvements. That's totally fine and dandy. But if they ever add pay for power, everyone is gone for good, and they know it. You know why? Because we put the fear of God in their eyes. and they will never forget it. They will never forget how hard their stock dropped after all of the outcry for Diablo Immortal. They still made a boatload of money. Diablo Immortal only cost them $26 million to make. It made them over, like, what is it, like $250 million? They made like $200 million off of it, but they lost their souls, and they nearly lost everything else because people were like not going to get Diablo 4 and everything else until it was assured that the game would not have pay for power, and they had to prove it. They had to earn back the trust, and even still, it's a damaged trust. You never really go back to that baseline. Anyways, that's my entire talk. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Definitely wanted to go into talking about this issue with an otherwise wonderful game. Definitely love Dragon's Dogma 2, but it absolutely deserves the flack and the absolute raking it's getting online, because it is a dog shit practice. It is predatory, and they damn better do better next time, and they damn better fix all the shit that they fucked up so far. Sincerely, fuck you, Capcom. I hate the fact that you ruined, and Borderline completely ruined, an otherwise fantastic game with a horrible launch because of your terrible decisions. There we go. That's my little spiel. Sans, how you doing, my friend? Welcome. And also welcome Ominous Watermelon. Sorry, my talk went a little long. Did we give Ominous a shout out? Let me give them another one. Ominous Watermelon, hope you're having a great night. Welcome to stream. Welcome to Corey Crew. You're tired. Why are you tired? It's Friday night. Like that little cute little song. Good, fuck live service games. Hey, I'm not like that. Live service games can be good. Take, for example, Helldivers. Helldivers throws at you their premium currency. It only costs $30. And most of the things that you can buy in that game is only cosmetic. The stuff that isn't, you can earn so fast just from normally playing the game. I basically, how much have I played Helldivers? Yeah, in 22 hours, I have completely unlocked their thingy, their premium battle pass easily. And they have no FOMO because the battle pass never goes out of style. It never goes away. So they did it right. And because they did it right, Dartsup, a lot of my friends who only bought the game and none of the battle pass or anything, they're just like, fuck it. I don't mind giving these devs. They're doing good work, and it's ethically done. You know, for something that is a live service game, for something that does have microtransactions, it is at least ethically done. People feel the same way, Darts, about League of Legends. And I hate the Gamba part. The Gamba part is a big issue, and I hope that goes away. They're little Gamba loot boxes. But in general, before that, and with taking that one aspect out of it, Riot Games has done a very good job monetizing League of Legends. It's a completely free-to-play game. It's not an $80 game. And this game is not even all. This game is a single-player game, Dartsup. It makes it even worse. It's a single-player game. It's not even a live service game. It's literally a single-player game. And it's not like we don't have to pay for DLCs. We're going to have to pay for every single DLC for this game. And it's going to be expensive. Most live service. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Dartsup. I can agree with most. I don't even know if it's most. It's most recent ones, Dartsup. But I will say, like, there are examples of good ones. Every MMO is a live service game. And there are very, very good MMOs out there. Now, there's a lot of dog shit ones that really try to squeeze the consumer for every cent they have. But there are also a lot of good MMOs. I play a lot of MMOs. So I can't really say fuck all live service. There's great live service games out there. But the ones that are egregious, the ones that are unethical, I think it is very important to call them out. And I will do this every single time. I will call out any company that pulls a dog shit practice like this and farm them for content. You know why? Because that's all they're good for when they do shit like that. That is all they're good for.